Hello and welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, the 27th of December. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. A little bit yesterday, a little bit the day before. But there's always something. I forgot to take Dinwiddie out of the player pool in my swaps, so he wound up in there. Pain. Got to make sure to download your projections and put them in the swap as well, so you don't wind up with things like that. Mistake. But I saw a lot of, yeah, been seeing a lot of good yeah, screenshots in the chat. We got 317, love it. And you got to pay attention to late news on these slates, guys. There's just no two ways about it. Yesterday, Nemhard 45%. No, you should not have been 45. I was 30% Nemhard before we got all the news, right? So I swapped off all but like 10% Nemhard. Generally, I try to be like minimum half the field on chalk just in case you guys know something or there's something to what you're thinking. But no, I couldn't wind up there yesterday. I didn't understand him being 45%. I assume people didn't see Jalen Smith. And by the way, thank you to people in the chat for noticing Jalen Smith. I appreciate you in the Discord. I did not notice that on my own because it happened like 15 minutes before lock. So that was dope. I don't have very much to say yet today, but I will say play Philadelphia, guys. The Saber Sim currently does not have enough of those guys. You should have a lot of those guys in your lineups. Toronto guys are also fine, but not quite as much. It's coin flip with those guys. Again, I don't know what they're doing with Nazir Little. That's not the rotation. That's not what people are going to do today. Don't do that. Um, I do want to leave people who are not in. Whatever. Okay. So the main people we're going to play are Toronto people going against Washington in a pace-up spot, totally fine, and the Philadelphia guys. So I did have a rule after last slate. Yes, I pivoted off Bamba, even though I told you guys in the chat a whole lot about how I thought Bamba played 20 minutes the last time. If Reed got in foul trouble in a game where he could get in foul trouble, could be a big deal, but I didn't do it, and I paid for it. I feel bad about it still, but I'm gonna stick there today. We also can do a Poeltl and yeah, that's probably important. Let's do a Poeltl and Precious Fork as well, because those guys also have smash capabilities. I'm gonna have to redo this entire run, but it's the morning, so this is like a draft run anyway. Poeltl, Precious are good options as well. Let's say 28 if Precious gets extended, and 15% chance that Poeltl gets in foul trouble. Okay, that's about all I got there. Don't want to have 80% Poeltl. Come on. 50% chance that he doesn't get in foul trouble and also is able to smash against what? Siakam. It's not like the bigs. Oh wait, no. Against Washington, against Gafford. Okay, that actually brings me to Gafford. What do we have him for? Yeah, should be more. He's going against Poeltl. So one of these guys is going to smash. They could both smash if they both try not to foul each other. Okay. But obviously, what do I think the chance Gafford doesn't get in foul trouble is? 25%. It's not very high. And then who do I have? I think I have a Gafford rule. Let me just look at it. Gafford, Muscala. Meh. Muscala's kind of meh. You can do it if you want to. I just think we have enough other value, and Muscala is too pricey on this slate. So we're not going to do the fork, but I am going to do the Gafford part of the fork. Okay, so yeah, and again, just in case this is your first time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Also to the people who have been watching for a while. But the reason we do the center forks is that unlike any other position, centers are limited by foul trouble the most. And as a result, you get a foul trouble part of the distribution and a no foul trouble part of the distribution. So what we're doing here is we're putting the minutes to the no foul trouble part of the distribution. And hopefully that'll get us. Oh yeah, what about up at the top? That's the other thing I haven't even looked at. So Doncic, yep. I think I'm okay with this. I assume we'll get a little bit more for Doncic here eventually, but yeah, I didn't really change. I don't think I took anybody out of the pool right now. So at this point, we're kind of waiting on news really, but it looks like for a core, you're going to go Melton because what are people doing? He gets so much of without Embiid, he gets a lot of not just minutes, but more usage. So we're going Melton, we're going Oubre, we're going Poeltl, and Siakam and Reed. I think if Reed is really going to be 3% after one dud of foul trouble when he's still just, this is just a mistake. So if the field's going to be little babies and be like, oh no, Paul Reed lost me money on Christmas. I can't play Paul Reed ever again. He's banned. He's core. He's core for me if y'all are going to be like that. That's ridiculous, ridiculous behavior. These guys are all core. Reed, Melton, and Oubre. There's only one piece of news we have at this point in the morning. It's Embiid news, so we're playing off that. If we get more new news later in the day, let's look at the Q tags. What are some other weird situations we could get? Doubtful. Who cares about those guys? Out. Probable Nurkic. So if we get a late out for Nurkic, you guys know what to do. It happened last time. Man, Terry Eason is fun to watch play. I love having him in my lineups. The putback dunks, the blocks. So yeah, I hope he plays today. But keep an eye on that. I think these Q tags are BS. So if those guys are out, obviously play them or don't play them and play. We're gonna have a ton of value. So hopefully we get some more value. But if we don't, easy to figure out what to do today. We don't, yeah. And make sure, by the way, when you get those shoot around notes, anytime it doesn't say so and so was at shoot around, end of sentence, there's something there. Because I don't know if you saw, there was a report yesterday about what's his name, Vucevic, and it said, oh, okay, this guy got called up, so no go. And Vucevic was also in the gym, but was lifting weights. So if you parse that, that means was not at shoot around, right? I mean, like was at the gymnasium is not at shoot around, right? So you have to like. I was so annoyed the Vucevic news hit before lock because then he's gonna be 80%, obviously best play of the slate. I was already at 60%. What's his name? Drummond. So I was so mad. I was gonna win so much money. But anyway, at least I didn't have anything in the 2,500, or else I would have been just like dying. I mean, it was a fine night, but you know what I mean. You always want to take down when you have those like really, really good leans. But yeah, that's all we got for this slate right now. You know, you play some Toronto guys, you play some Philly guys, and if we get more news, you play those guys. But remember, it's pretty simple today. So you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Eh, might as well be us.